The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, providing first-class construction services on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, we're back here on the drill. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. You will be spared the histrionics of ETN today with Hick off on vacation. You'll simply, you'll just get to enjoy the proper perspective on all these questions. Mine.
I like the confidence.
Thank you. Going to win today, baby.
You're going to win today, and I'm proud of you. You did it. Jeff, it seems like a little, exaltation and then mild disappointment from the Jaguar news over the weekend. Fans thrilled to see that Trevor Lawrence already signed, sealed, and delivered. And then also maybe a little disappointment that their team's not going to be in that primetime spotlight on Hard Knocks.
Well, I will say this. I think a lot of what Jag fans get their feathers ruffled about is just the lack of attention, right? That people don't want to know or care about Jacksonville. And it seems like HBO wanted the Jags, and the Jags turned it down. I can understand. Look, you see how they come at Urban Meyer over any and everything they do. So I can understand like shutting it down. Why do I want to subject myself to HBO coming in and suddenly not just HBO just showing what's going on, but then everyone else and how they respond and react. So I can get how it would be a bit of a distraction. I think it would be good for the overall visibility of the franchise. But you know what? The overall visibility of the franchise is going to increase because of who's now a part of the overall visibility of the franchise, i.e. Trevor Lawrence. So,
I will say this, if the team is inclined to align themselves with one of the newer veteran additions, then I can see why it was not attractive to some members of the roster. Jihad Ward on his Twitter a couple days ago said, Hard Knocks equals your team blank. Stop being hype about all them cameras.
All right. Well, again, that's a fresh perspective here, right? Because the camera has been the best friend of a lot of the Jaguars superstars the last, the few that we've had, in fact, the last 7-8 years. So
I'm not going to argue with Jihad Ward.
Yeah. But I would have loved if they were on there because that behind-the-scenes look that we just can't see that's just not granted to local access. So it would have been nice to, get a feel for the real dynamic, the inner dynamic of the organization, which we would have gotten, had those cameras gone inside the walls.
Yeah, I wanted to see it. I was excited, hoping that it would happen, but oh well. Jeff, the NBA Finals start tonight. If a tree falls in the woods, does anyone hear it? The Bucks and Suns tip off at 9. Yeah,
look, this is if you're a basketball fan, if you're a pure basketball fan, this is a great series, especially if Giannis can return. But I don't know what to make of the NBA anymore. Again, I'm pointed out for the 18,000th time, they had LeBron James and the Lakers in the finals last year, and TV ratings completely bottomed out. So whether there's a segment of sports fans that have just lost interest or were offended by the NBA, I don't know the answers to these questions because I watched the NBA just the same as I did, 5 years ago and 5 years before that, all the way back to the 70s. So I enjoy the NBA. I like the matchup. I will be pulling for the Suns and Chris Paul to win a title. And because the Hawks lost to the Bucks, I now hate the Bucks for a certain extended amount of time. And I hope Chris Middleton never hits another shot. So Chris Middleton can enjoy his 16-0 run to start the third quarter and banish my Hawks from the postseason. Here's hoping you don't make a single shot the rest of the way.
Do you feel like
I feel like the Suns are going to win.
Suns are the favorite, but it seems like all the write-ups show them as a slight favorite. I feel like if Giannis is no-go, man, I have them a lot more than a slight favorite.
I'm with you on that. 100%. How did the Lakers do against the Suns without Anthony Davis?
As of Monday night, the Suns were a minus 190 favorite to win the title.
That's a pretty big favorite.
Bucks at plus 160.
That's a pretty big under. That's a pretty good price on the Bucks.
Yeah,
If I were going to wager,
the headline calling them a slight favorite is misleading.
No, that's not a slight favorite.
That's not slight.
That's a 2-1 favorite. That's a pretty big favorite, and that's all because of Giannis. Now, look, in the postseason, the Bucks somehow, some way, have been better without Giannis. With Giannis, they're averaging 108 points. Without him, 120. With Giannis, 50 points in the paint a game. Without 53 points in the paint allowed a game. And assists, 22 with Giannis, 26 without. So there's now it's a smaller window, right? You don't have as big a time frame to compare there, but the Bucks have made nice adjustments. I've watched Milwaukee play really good without Giannis Antetokounmpo the last two games. Really good. Middleton has stepped up and made shots. Drew Holiday has appeared. And more important, Brook Lopez has become the player that he has been in the regular season for Milwaukee and had kind of gone AWOL during the postseason. And he has reasserted himself. Your former Bull, Bobby Portis, has played great. I wouldn't overlook Milwaukee without Giannis, but I still think the Suns, with their explosiveness. Look, the Suns are also very good from three-point land. The Bucks give up a lot of three-pointers. If the Hawks hit three-pointers the last two games, we might have an Atlanta-Phoenix final. So I don't think that they're a 2-1 favorite, but yeah, I think the Suns will win.
Yesterday, the All-Star rosters were rounded out. I feel like even though a lot is made about this guy, maybe not enough is being made about this guy, just the incredible season he's having. Shohei Ohtani will once again make history at the All-Star game. He'll be the first player to pitch and hit in an All-Star game.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is having a season maybe unlike any in history.
Well, he's got, 31 home runs now?
Yeah, leads Major League Baseball.
So the fans and voted him in as a starter, right?
Yes.
And so then
as a hitter.
And then the players voted him in as a pitcher.
Correct.
So no players ever made the All-Star game as both a hitter and a pitcher. And if he had made it as a hitter, he wouldn't have been allowed to pitch. So making it as both a hitter and a pitcher is going to allow him. And this would be good for baseball. They definitely need to let Shohei Ohtani pitch and hit. This is very unique. Don't blow this. And I don't think they will. And Joe Madden, who coached Tampa Bay Rays back in the day, has talked to the manager of the AL, Kevin Cash, of the Tampa Bay Rays. And it seems like they're on the same page that you will see Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, he's going to do it both
Pitch and hit in the All-Star game. And yeah, I saw that Ohtani has set the Angels record for home runs before the All-Star break. Quick quiz, gang. Who plays for the Angels?
Yeah, Mike Trout.
The guy you've been telling me is the best player maybe in the history of the
best
game.
in the world.
And here is Shohei Ohtani, who has broken his record for home runs previous to the All-Star break. Of course, around the All-Star game, you always have the column written the next day, and that is, who was shunned, who should have made the game and didn't. And,
I mean, there's a couple names.
Yeah, nothing.
You're kind of splitting here. I mean, Justin Turner, Max Scherzer,
Manny Machado,
right?
Whit Merrifield of the Royals. Maybe that's a guy, but I'm sure the Royals are a team with one guy. But here's Merrifield. He's got 23 stolen bases. Only player in the majors with more than 20. He's a good hitter. He's got some power. He's only struck out 12% of the time in an era now where people are striking out 25% of the time. So maybe you make an argument for him. Freddie Peralta of the Brewers, he's got a 2.2 ERA. He's got 125 strikeouts in 90 innings. He probably should have made the All-Star team.
I saw your favorite pitcher turned amateur physiologist and MD, Tyler Glasnow, was on the snub list. Well, I mean, he would be able to participate. But.
Well, yeah, according to Glasnow, the spider attack has cost him his career and a Tommy John, so who cares? I don't care. Max Scherzer not in the All-Star game. I mean, he's got an ERA at 2.1, man. What does it take? He's 38. I don't know how many more All-Star nods he's going to earn. And then Justin Turner should be an All-Star. I don't understand how Justin Turner is not on. Justin Turner has been a better player than to end his career with one All-Star appearance, and that's what he sits on right now. He's got 13 homers. His hard hit rate right now is the best of his career, so maybe that's another guy you could have looked at.
Jeff, a lot has been made in the last couple weeks about looking ahead at training camp, and we keep bringing up that 18 sack total from last year and trying to improve it. ESPN went ahead and went out and ranked the top 10 pass rushers in the NFL. Obviously, no surprise, there's no Jags on the list. But, how confident are you that they'll increase that number and maybe even get a guy, at least in the others receiving votes here, next year?
Well, look, I would say this. We've forgotten awful quickly about what Josh Allen can be.
Correct.
I mean, Josh Allen went to the Pro Bowl as a rookie. He had, 10.5 sacks as a rookie?
Mammoth year as a rookie.
I mean, that's a lot of sacks. And now last year, the team was terrible. The depth on the defensive line wasn't giving him as many open opportunities. You could put that on other people, I think, as much as Josh Allen. And certainly having Calais Campbell on the other side his rookie year made a big difference and opened some things up. But I don't see how a guy who came in as a top 10 draft pick, had double-digit sacks in year one, has been forgotten about so quickly.
10.5 sacks rookie season.
Yeah, so this is an opportunity, really, to open some eyes, and it shouldn't be a shock if Josh Allen comes out and has 2 sacks week 1 and, through the first 8 games has 7 sacks and is among the league leaders. That doesn't seem like some pie-in-the-sky dream to me. I don't agree with this narrative that the Jags are completely bereft. I think last year injuries and a lack of talent stunted the growth of Josh Allen. But again, those 10.5 sacks and top 10 draft selection indicates that there could be a 16-sack guy in there somewhere as well.
And lastly, before we step aside and talk to James Fuller in a few minutes here, we'll talk to Paul Feinbaum at 9 o'clock, but I wanted to give the Googans a chance to hear what he said. Get up, and I know you'll ask him about it, but give you a chance to react here for the Googans listening to the 10-minute drill.
This is not going to work. It may work short term because he has Trevor Lawrence and you can build a team, but ultimately Urban Meyer is going to flame out. And you laid it out very eloquently there. It's already happening. This guy does not get along with rules. He does not like to be told what to do. It didn't work at Florida when he fled. It didn't work at Ohio State when he battled the administration and finally walked off or was pushed out. And it's not going to work here.
Now, I don't know if Paul Feinbaum has personal issues with Urban Meyer. I will ask him in the 9 o'clock hour. Are we sure there's not a personal deal here? But you got to understand, man, if you're a Jaguar fan and you're hearing that, what you're leaving something out of the equation there, Paul. I mean, you act as if Urban Meyer left 2 college locations in disgrace with no success. That's a mighty interesting framing of the narrative. He won 2 national titles in Gainesville. What rules in Gainesville did Urban Meyer ignore? I don't know what you're talking about. They didn't have any recruiting violations. They didn't have any. There were no, rules that Urban Meyer just ignored in Gainesville. And again, what happened at Ohio State involving the assistant coach and the domestic violence accusations that, by the way, had a lot of sides to it. It wasn't Urban Meyer who was accused of domestic violence. Let's not leave that out. Somehow Urban Meyer is completely and totally responsible for other adults, makes him a rule breaker. Again, I don't remember any recruiting violations at Ohio State. I don't remember him pushing the limits of practice at Ohio State. So I don't know what rules it is. The rules of society condemn the strength coach hiring, and then, like people do when they make mistakes, he adjusted and corrected quickly. That used to be complimented, not condemned. It used to be a sign of strength that you could recognize a wrong and correct it immediately. So, if there's some personal reason that Paul Feinbaum doesn't like Urban Meyer, these 2 disgraceful legacies you just described won 3 titles. So if flame out means Urban Meyer comes to Jacksonville for 5 years and wins the Super Bowl, somebody bring the matches of gasoline. We need a flame out. We'll ask Paul Feinbaum that in the 9 o'clock hour, and he'll give us an answer. So I'm not anti-Paul Feinbaum. Everything he says I don't disagree with, but I think it just comes too easy sometimes to fall into these tropes with all the talk that goes on ESPN and here and everywhere else that, like, Urban Meyer is some renegade that's never followed any laws or procedure ever. It's silliness. And those of you that don't like him because either you hated the Gators and didn't like him there, or you hated what happened at Ohio State, okay, that's fine. That's not looking at this from a what can he do leading a football team perspective. You're commenting on his morals and his decision-making, which doesn't go in the box score or in the standings. So there's that. Enjoy the victory tune. One of the better ones going these days. It's Little Tennessee Whiskey. I will stay off the whiskey until 10:03. This is The Drill. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. We're going to talk to the Sharks head coach when we come back on the other side. I still got other college football news I'm going to share with you today. Breakfast with Baselli, brunch with the tour, and a chat with Paul Feinbaum in the 9 o'clock hour, all straight ahead here on a Tuesday.